Hey everyone, welcome. I'm jumping on really quickly because I received an email today from a man who was very disheartened with his life. That would be an understatement. You see, what's happened, he's had a really, really hard life. Struggles from his childhood right through into his adult time. And I know his stories and it is extreme. I get that. Now, he's kind of wondering why the universe doesn't have his back. And I want to clear up a few myths around how it all works. Because we live in a society, a world, a universe of energy. The universe is energy. It is not a person. It is not somebody who makes the rules. It is simply an energetic system where like attracts like. We live in this world where if we want to attract good stuff, we must ooze that energy, radiate it from the core out. But as humans, our challenge is to be in that radiant light, because as humans we put these blocks, these sabotaging ways and this human life in front of us, and that's the stuff that gets in our way. That's what means when people say get out of your own way, because everything our heart desires, everything we want in life already exists. We don't need to manifest it, we need to clean up our path. And of course, many people get much harder paths than others. And in the case of this man, I absolutely feel for him. It breaks my heart to receive an email like this, so much so that I'm doing a video about it. But I want to explain that when I do the tarot, and the Tarot Q&A Tuesday as well as one-to-one, I never refer to spirit guides and the powers of be or powers at be. I don't refer to anything other than the energy in the moment, because whilst we have possibly got spiritual assistance, which personally I do believe, we also have an intuition system, an experience to have as a soul, and we also need to understand that it is not simply what we focus on that creates our reality. When we focus on what we want, it keeps us more in alignment with staying focused. But it's not the only thing we need to do. We need to feel good more of the time. We literally need to use anything that's making us not feel good, anything that's triggering us, anything that's challenging us, anything that's causing us to react like a human and behave in certain ways that don't feel good. Those are our gifts. Those are the signs from the universe. Those are the signs from our guides. Those are the signs from the messages we're getting. Those are the messages of what we need to heal within ourselves so that we can clear the pathway. Now, when we clear the pathway, we often find there's more to clear because this is life. But as soon as you start getting frustrated about that, you go back to not quite square one, but almost square one. What I'm encouraging you to do is simply be aware that life, free will, does not mean we get to choose everything practically that we want. It means that we get to choose how we react, how we behave, how we think, how we feel, whether we go that way or this way with this person or that person. It does not depict every single thing that we end up with in our life, because it depends on how much we can clean up in our life. And yeah, it's not a fair deal. Some people's lives are really, really hard compared to others. But you never came here without the skills to do what you need to do to live your best life. If you can overcome the great challenges, and they're huge challenges, you could have the most amazing other half of the picture because of the polarity, the duality in life. You must receive the opposite. But if you don't clear the way, you'll never be able to allow that receptive ability. You'll never be able to draw it to you. And this is why I want to ask you to stay with your faith, that if you do the work with yourself, you will come into better alignment with more good stuff. It does not mean we get every practical thing we want. I would have loved to have babies in my younger years, maybe get married when I was younger, have a beautiful flash house, maybe drive a ridiculous car. These are all practical things that don't necessarily change ultimately how we can change our feelings by choice. We just think they will. So no one gets their perfect picture without focusing with feeling and allowing the process to go full circle. You cannot plant the seed and then dig it up a week later because it didn't grow fast enough and then expect it to start growing again. You just can't. And on that note, I've got to fly, but we will be back to clarify this confusion with how the universe works. The universe is not a person. It does not think like a human being. It is an energy. It works with energy and the ultimate energy of love. And if you can align with the energy of divine love in everything you do, it's not easy, but it's worth it. And then you will honestly start seeing miracles happen in your days. That's an absolute brief. We're going to continue this another day and we'll see you then. Ciao for now.